and 2... oh, hang on, it's actually 3. The second one is about the Q&A. The Q&A will be happening. I'll try and record it as soon as possible. Hello! It feels like it's been absolutely ages since I last one. It feels like it's been absolutely ages since I've sat down and done one of these normal kind of videos that I do. The last one was the Alton Towers Next Coaster, which somehow was around 4 weeks ago, which it doesn't feel that long to me, but still. But as you can see in the intro, I announced the Q&A around a month and a half ago. Yes, it's taken me a bit of time. It's also going to be quite funny to see how times have changed. I have about, I think it's just over 100 questions lined up, and it's because of the timing of when I released that video, and it's like half the questions are going to be related to the 2020 season, which, well, we know that that's not started. But yeah, at least I'm actually doing this Q&A and I'm not just ditching it completely. I've never done that before. So, for once I have something interesting to announce, and that is that I'm doing a Q&A soon. But honestly, depending on how long these responses end up taking to cover, it may have to be a 2-part video. Who knows? Now, this is me from the future. I'm editing right now. I've realised I've made a massive mistake. Thank you. I was going to do half the questions of the 100 or so as face cam answers, and then half of them is just me speaking. I've recorded the speaking ones, and it's already the length of a normal video of mine. So I'm going to do part 1 as normal, and then part 2 will be me. Yes, me. I'm not going to jinx myself like I usually do and say this video shouldn't turn out to 10 minutes, so let's get straight into it, because last time I did that, it ends up being about 12 minutes long. And we don't want that here. Digicast, when that came out, I spent 2 weeks editing it, and it was a 21-minute video. I've never been more stressed in my life. Will you go abroad this season? Love your vids, thank you. And, well, I hope to. There's just one... So, I don't know, recently, I don't know whether you know about it, but something's come up in the world, and it's very annoying. What is the roughest coaster in the UK? I'm going to take this one as also, what is the worst coaster in the UK? Worst is probably Hero, because, oh my god, I do not like that ride. And roughest would probably be Grand National Back Row. It's a yikes from me. What do you prefer? Alton Towers, Chessington, or Blackpool? Like you said, I prefer Alton Towers to them 3. Out of them, if you wanted to do a tier list, Alton Towers the best, Blackpool second, Chessington, I haven't been in 6 years, so can't really comment. Oakwood, I have been, but I would love to get back there to go on Megaphobia and Speed. What is the best and worst roller coaster you've ever ridden? If you have seen my top 10 video, there's going to be a lot of plugs in this video, because like they relate to other videos as well. My best is Taron, but my worst has to be Blue Tornado at Gardaland, because I know I say how much I hate other rides, but that one is honestly so shit. Thoughts on Gangster Granny the ride, pretty much. It looks great. I mean, some of the theming pieces at the start, seeing it in the ITV news coverage, looked a bit and it was very close between the scenes as it looks, so I was kind of a bit questionable about that. But when they put all the theming pieces in completely, lighting and everything, I'm sure it'll be a very good experience for all the family. Any videos in No Limits in the future? A lot of people, if you don't know, I'm doing a Thorpe Park Planet Coaster Challenge. If you haven't seen that, again, link in top right. But a lot of people were saying, oh, you should do a No Limits challenge. Not going to lie, I've played No Limits about twice, and the coaster I made in it is absolutely shambolic. If you had an unlimited budget to make a roller coaster, what theme park would it be in? What type? What theming, etc.? This piqued my interest quite a bit, actually, because I remember Kieran Adams, big up, on the Launch podcast, Jack Silkstone's channel, he mentioned how he'd love to see a very storyline-driven ride at Alton Towers. And to be fair, that would be an amazing ride to have somewhere like that. So yeah, I'd probably just spend the money on that. Might as well remove Rita while I'm at it. If you were to make a top 10 junior coasters, where would you put Flying Fish? Well, I would say family coasters, because junior coasters kind of just like, oh, out and back, done, into the station, 2 laps, all 3 laps. Oh my god, we got 3 laps. But it's a good junior coaster, I guess. But family coaster wise, going off the top of my head, I don't think it makes the top 10. What's your most anticipated ride of 2020? If you're talking new, I would genuinely say Tornado Springs, a Storm Chaser in specific. It's another one of these intermission things. Tornado Springs has been announced to open in 2021 because of what's going on in the world right now. Favourite flat ride, I only did once, but I'd probably say Talican at Phantasialand. Most underrated ride that I actually ended up loving. So that's an interesting one, because I can't really think of one outside the UK that I looked into beforehand and was like, oh, people said that was really bad, but it was really good. Although Furious Baco exists, that's amazing, and a lot of people slay it. But in the UK, I'd say 13. 13 gets a lot of hate for what it is. I know it's short, I know it's not the best family coaster in the world, but it genuinely just has something about it which I just like. The theme and everything, I just really like it. So, what are your favourite theme parks outside the UK that you think are worth going to? Out of my own experience, if you want to go to anywhere in Europe, I would recommend Portaventura as a holiday destination. It's like the main place I'd recommend. Such a nice park, and you're right next to the beach near Salou as well, so it just works perfectly. What is your opinion on the big one's first drop on the back row / back car? Obviously, I gathered these questions about a month and a half ago, so I've been waiting to answer this question for ages. The big one's first drop on the back car it's insane. You get whipped over the drop, and you just whipped all the way down out your seat. It may be a little bit rough and jolty, but still, that just doesn't take away from the insane. Will you go to Chessington for the new rides? Probably. Probably will go back for the drop tower as well. Will you do theme park comparisons like you did ride comparison? I know that video, I was kind of annoyed because I made the thumbnail and it basically said Alton Towers vs Thorpe Park, but it was kind of the best way to put it because it was mainly Alton Towers v Thorpe Park coasters, but there was also Icon in there as well. And I apologise if that was a bit misleading. I didn't mean for it to be. And I will definitely look into doing park comparisons in the future. Who knows? Would you want a single rail coaster in the UK? Probably, but it depends where. Favourite and worst coasters at Alton Towers or Thorpe Park? Thorpe Park, I'd say my best is Stealth Front Row. And probably worst, between Soar and Colossus. They're all 5 of the main rides there are really good, but I just kind of think Soar and Colossus are the bottom of the 5, in my opinion. Alton Towers, best, Wicker Man back row. Other than that, it's probably Smiler, to be fair, because Smiler's very good. And I don't think I need to go into the worst one there. Favourite ride train? Ones that I've been on, definitely Taron or Icon, in all fairness, because Icon's is really stylish. What ride are you most excited to go on this year? Honestly, any at this point. I'm done with closed season, please. When do I think Thorpe will get a new coaster? I would genuinely say, a lot of people are saying that this whole situation is going to affect the economy and stuff, which of course it will. So I'm going to say, in the planning stages, they're going to probably take another 3 or 4 years to get a new coaster out, not going to lie. Question is, what is your favourite thing about Adventure Island? Also love the videos, thank you. And favourite thing about Adventure Island? Probably Rage. Although Axis was something that I've never really experienced before, which was insane. Although it could have done with a little bit more force in my opinion. Bit of a different one, Dan. What is your favourite ride soundtrack? If we're talking ride soundtrack, probably Taron, because honestly, the Klugheim soundtrack is insane. And as for, I know you said ride, but I'm going to go with just general soundtrack as well. We have a live performance. Do you think Black Mirror Labyrinth will incorporate... I doubt it'll open this year, not going to lie. It's an indoor attraction, and with all that's going on in the world right now, I can definitely see them delaying it to next year. Although, I imagine it'll probably incorporate a classic Mirror Maze element at some point or another. Favourite UK park is Alton Towers, followed by Thorpe Park. How old are you? I'm 15, although by the time this Q&A's gone out, I'm probably about 44. Have you ever touched Coaster Track? I mean, probably not. But yeah, I don't think I have. Ever do a meet and greet? Personally, I'm okay with anyone, like any other YouTubers doing a meet and greet. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't have any opinions against that. But personally, I don't see myself doing them because I feel like if you're going to go to a park one day, you may as well just go, have a free time to yourself and go, rather than be stuck with me, who will just be making awful jokes either about Bouncezilla or Rita. And I don't think you want that. But if you ever do see me at a park, feel free to come and say hi. Yes, Land, what is a Dan and why is he digital? I don't even know. If you had to replace Cbeebies Land, what would you replace it with and why? I don't think you could replace it with much. Although I do think they should make Justin's House Biomatic Factory and like a full-on experience as a whole land rather than just the house. I think Swarm's back. I don't even have to read the rest of that. I don't think they will, although I'd love to experience it. Opinions on the Bouncezilla staff squirting water at guests. Kieran, not on the camera, mate. No, that's not funny. See, I would use the original clip, but we know how that went down on someone else's channel. UK coasters I want to see with lap bars would probably be Rita, Stealth and Colossus. I can imagine if Stealth had lap bars, it would probably be the best in the UK, or maybe just missing on that. Nemesis. What do you like to do in your spare time other than theme parks? Well, other than theme parks, I mean, if I say editing and Planet Coaster, that kind of comes under theme parks. So a lot of other games, and it kind of ties into the gaming stuff as well. F1, I quite like playing the F1 games or just watching the F1 in general. Favourite themed area in a park? Now, a lot of you probably expect me to go, oh, Klugheim, but honestly, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, and Hogsmeade, I think it is. Those areas are on another level. Are you planning to visit some smaller scale theme parks like Portland's Park? Yes, definitely. Tornado Springs does look really good. Once again, Tornado Springs is not opening this year. It's opening in 2021. I've had enough of all these old questions that keep coming up because it's making me miss the parks even more. So yeah, for now, that is it. Stay tuned for part 2 coming hopefully in the next week or so, because I want to do it as soon as possible, just so I can answer all these questions and not leave you waiting about a month or 2 in between. Which, let's be honest, with my upload schedule, that will probably end up happening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.